Welcome to the GSL Codes. We're here in the final day of the round of 16, and this is the group of death.
A deadly group indeed, Tasteless. I cannot believe how good this group is. I've been waiting for it since I saw the groups. I think everybody has. And look at this. It's on at a different time.
Yeah.
Down with Europeans, up with America. This is a good time for them. And
it is Sunday here, so we have a different broadcast schedule. Last week was Korean Thanksgiving. So there was no casting, no tournaments here in Korea. Everybody went home to see their families. So we have a cast here today. You might be watching us on Twitch and have just stumbled upon this broadcast and be saying, what the hell is this? I've never seen this. This isn't what's normally on when I'm watching Twitch. This is the best esports show of all time.
It certainly is, Tasteless. There's no arguing that. And I'm sure one nerd's like, well, actually, I can get... No, shut up, nerd.
His
you don't know what you're talking
wrong.
about. Yeah, opinions can be wrong
That's
occasionally.
Right.
But here we are, Tasteless, group of death and all that. Let's take a look, though, at this Blizzard event that's going down. It's the back-to-school event for Starcraft 2. Starcraft 2 makes you smarter. It's better for you than studying.
That's literally been proven.
Yeah. Well, maybe not the studying part, but...
It makes you smarter, is what I was referring to.
And you know what? If
just
you're,
like chess or learning a musical instrument.
There's nothing like watching a StarCraft stream or playing StarCraft when you should be doing homework. So go out there, get yourself a copy if you haven't gotten it yet. The game is awesome.
It is a great game, the best game. And here is what the round of 8 looks like so far. We have Deer against Trap and Sulky against Rain. Now, Jockey's going to go up against whoever gets second in this group. And first place goes up against Sue.
By the way, so far, 5 Kespa players. I know Sol left Kespa, 5 Kespa players, and 1 ESF player who joined a foreign team. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Those Kespa players are pretty good.
They're pretty all right, Tasteless.
Yeah.
Good training regimens and the strictness of them. Definitely the mechanics, staying in StarCraft 1 for so long, and you see it paying off. That's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely does pay off. So as we always say, come down to our studio if you haven't yet before. We do have tourists coming in here every day, or students out here in Seoul coming to check this out. Entry's free. It's here at Samsung Station, at exit 1.
There's a sign. You can't miss it. You walk straight.
There's a big ad. Go out the door, or go out the exit, walk straight for a few minutes, and you'll see it on your right.
It really can't be missed, as long as you know what the GOM logo looks like and you can read GOMTV in English. You'll be fine.
If you can find that big orange barefoot, you're set.
So, here we are, Taste. This has been a very long week of casting. We've done the whole round of 16, the final day here. We actually even did World of Tanks last night. So
it's been a busy week for us,
no rest
actually.
for the wicked.
No. But this is the best possible way to end the week. I think for you and me especially.
For this group, yeah.
We've been busy, but this is the group I've really been looking forward to. All the players so good here today.
And, they already know who their opponents are going to be. So, of course, everyone's going to be watching this very closely. The first place in this group going to play Sue, the Zerg player from SK Telecom. And My Insanity's Jokji is waiting for the second place finisher. So, 2 very tough opponents. But not the names that you really would think you'd see in a round of 8 right now.
Yeah. Jokji's back, by the way.
Yeah, he's playing very well.
Very well. Jokji, the forgotten Codes champion. He defeated Lucira, who is now known as Kongho, who's actually here today.
Lenok is who he defeated. Lucira lost to Nesty.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's actually correct. Yeah. We've had a lot of GSL Codes finals.
We've had a lot.
But he won that final in a big upset, and then the guy disappeared. And we didn't really see much from him. We didn't see him in the finals of anything.
He's the Dark Knight of Terran. He goes back in the shadows and waits until Terran needs to be represented once again.
Bobby Fischer, Terran.
And he's waited so long because Terran just seems to win almost every tournament anyways. And then he's like, you know what, I'm just coming back. That's it.
Yeah.
And here he is, Tasteless. He's playing really well. I wonder how far he can get. Obviously he already has a seed for next season, which is amazing. My Insanity has to be very happy. With how
talk about
recently.
A good pickup.
Yeah, no, seriously.
By the way, this is the last day of groups. After that, we're in the bracket.
Bracket is where it gets even better. I really like the group stage, but brackets are
the group stage is more fair for the early part of the tournament. I mean, what happens if you just get set up against somebody like Sulky, and you're somebody who could get to the finals, but You got to go through this guy first.
Speaking of which,
That's not fair.
next week we get to do the round of 8, and
Yes.
Rain Solki is one of those matches, which is like
I cannot wait.
it's my favorite Zerg versus my favorite Protoss.
Who do you think's going to win that one? I think Sulky.
I think Solki.
I think Sulky, but it's a tough one.
It's as far as I'm concerned, it's the best Zerg in the world against the best Protoss in the world. How crazy is that?
It's pretty crazy, man.
It's hard to say who the best Terran in the world is right now. Innovation isn't
Well,
quite cutting it anymore. Like
There
I
are
think,
so many Terrans that are just good.
yeah.
It's a tough call. Let's take a look at our players now. And here come our 4 players now. They've been signaled in. And they will bow, shake hands, and then go to their respective booths.
Maru looks so tiny next to these juggernauts.
Yeah, you can actually see that Maru is a little kid compared to these other guys.
Well, you know what? He broke Flash's record, youngest champion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and Life broke that record as well, I believe. So
Life broke it, and then Maru broke Life's.
yeah, I think that's how it went down.
Yeah.
And that was actually an OSL that Maru won, so that was actually even specialer because the thing is, the odds of Flash being able to break that record, the youngest champion to win an OSL again, very, very slim as he's older than, Maru is.
You
so
just
how
watch
would you
our
try to
doses.
do that?
Starcraft's getting older and older. One of these days, we're going to have some kid that's like 11 winning a Star League. It's not going to make any sense. It's going to be
I
crazy.
know.
It's just going to be some little kid that the first thing he ever touched was a mouse after he came out of the womb.
I remember when a 12-year-old won Courage, I was like there, and I was just like, oh my god.
You know
This
what's
little
actually
kid
cool?
came out, and he was so small, and everyone was like giving him high fives and stuff. I think he was like an SKT1B teamer, if I recall correctly.
You can go on YouTube and look up videos of Magnus Carlsen when he's like,
the chess
6?
player?
Yeah, but like when
yeah.
he's 6, like beating like 60-year-old the Grandmasters.
It's not fair how well your brain works when you're that young. I need to somehow get a bunch of stem cells and then, like, I don't know, snort them. How do you get those in
I'm
your
not
brain
sure,
to
yeah.
learn quick? Like, I need to learn, but I need like an upload link from the Matrix or something. I don't even know.
I think we are like right in that middle period where we're probably going to die before you can put chips in your brain and just like learn kung fu.
We're the really unlucky ones
Yeah.
this generation. We see it coming and we just can't make it.
I mean, one day, did you know people played Starcraft with their hands? That was
So
for
funny.
the Brain Connecto device. Was
Brain Connecto device.
was invented.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well,
They're already at the point where they could start like printing out what your dreams look like
Yeah,
images
yeah.
inside of your head.
yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy, man. And the day they do that, they're going to be able to figure out exactly what's wrong with you and me, man.
They're going to have to name something new after it.
Yeah. It looks like he's got a bad case of tastosis. Now, here is parting.
This match is going to be like absolutely awesome
I think
because
Parting wins this one.
You think?
If I had to predict.
this is really hard for you to predict because the way that these two match up, like Maru beat Rain in the finals of the last WCS Korea.
Yeah.
And Rain is probably the best Protoss in the world, but this guy's probably the second best, but they play completely different styles, so they're going to match up differently against Maru.
That is the beautiful thing about Protoss is you have to end up with so many different play styles.
Yeah.
Just like StarCraft 1, every Protoss is playing different. So it's especially when you're going up against a Protoss, you have to prepare even more so against the player in that case.
That's very true. And
just
the
the
thing
race
is,
itself.
Maru has shown that he can do that very well. Like he busts out some really good strategies. He knows how to pick people apart. So is he going to figure that out for Parting, though? We don't have as many Parting games on record lately against Terran, with the Pro League season being done and all.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have as much information, whereas Parting has infinity Maru games to look at from last season.
This
This is one of the reasons why champions have a hard time getting deep the next time. A lot of times they get knocked out. A lot of people are like, I don't like how that happens, but this is part of it. Parting can really study what Maru has done, whereas Maru doesn't have that luxury.
Well, we're almost ready to start this match. It is going to be a best of 3. The map, as you can see at the bottom of our screen, is going to be Derelict Watcher. Now, Parting is one of the most confident players we've ever seen in esports. The only person who I think rivals him is Sunglove in World of Tanks.
Yeah, Parting's pretty confident. He's got the skills to back it up, though.
Well, this guy, by the way, Parting, the world champion of last year. So that's definitely confidence comes from somewhere. Anyways, it looks like it's time to start this match here. Our first best of 3 with Maru against Parting here at the GSL Code S. In the bottom left starting location, an OSL champion. He is
Maru Prime.
I feel like Maru should be a word.
Yeah.
He got Maru'd or something? I don't know.
Maru'd on an island.
Over here in the upper right, we have... he is...
SK Telecom T1 Parting.
I think if I could just Maru my way out of this.
Skidamarinky dinky dinks.
Oh, here's some serious Parting support from the Philippines.
Oh, sick.
We were in the Philippines for a Starcraft tournament. Yeah,
it's a great place.
You've been there. How many times have you been to the Philippines?
2 times.
2 times. I've been only once.
Yeah.
Vanilla, I love the Philippines.
That's my goal one day. Fiber optic internet to the Korean ladder server from a little island in the Philippines where I live in a little hut. Just play
that would be the
Starcraft,
best.
eat coconuts. That's it.
Well, we have the scouting probe coming out now. Parting is very technical in his builds. He's very comfortable doing timings, but he's actually fine. I would say he's more dynamic than somebody like Rain, for instance.
Yes, he is. I would definitely agree with him on that. He has a huge range of play. And Maru knows that. It looks like he's opening up with a Reaper build here. And, with such a nice and fast, most likely Reaper, he's going to be able to scout out what Parting's doing. Because you don't know, man. Like, Parting, he could do a Blink all-in, he could do an Immortal all-in, he could go 3 Nexus off 1 Gateway, he can do anything. The guy has all the skills, and he has the micro to back it up and execute anything well.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. So with the Reaper opening, this is becoming like the thing to do with Terran right now.
Unless you're playing against Rain, I think it's pretty smart.
Yeah, Rain. Well, Rain makes it look like it's a waste of time to get the Reapers. You should have been investing in Marines. But I think
against most of the players, his Forge. Like, oh, look at that! He has a Forge before his second and third gateway.
That's one of these meta things where, honestly, it's pretty funny. Like, you actually probably should never do the Reaper opening against him because there is nothing to scout. You will not find anything that you couldn't have already just predicted.
Maybe he's setting that up in like a year or 2. Rain's going to do all cheeses for a season like Simple did. That would actually, you can get a lot of free wins like that. Anyways, let's see what Maru wants to do after this. He's taking the SCVs off the gas, so we could be seeing him going to a 3rd command center or just adding some Raxes. And it looks like he's going to add some Raxes. It's smarter to play like that. If you're playing against Rain with the Reaper, go ahead and add that command. But
yeah,
Parting, who knows, man? Crazy things can happen with this guy.
Here comes that Reaper now. And so far, Parting actually playing very conservatively.
I was just thinking, Rain blind counters the Reaper by always doing the same thing.
Well, the Reaper's now going to go ahead and get out. And, I mean, this is a pretty conservative opening from both players. Oh, wait.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Never mind. Twilight Council. I like the placement of that, too. That is not likely to be scanned.
No.
People don't scan for the back of the Protoss's base.
I'd say definitely not scanned, and the Reaper likely not to go up around the minerals, although it might. There is a possibility, but he's got a Stalker there and a Mothership Core, and you're going to want to go under the Mothership Core, not past the Stalker.
It would make more sense normally that the Stalker would be more in the middle of the ramp there, so he's just not going to go for it at all.
Well, with this Twilight, are we going to see a very fast Blink? Are we going to see a very fast DT?
I'm thinking DTs.
Okay.
But let's see.
We'll see in just 1 second, and it's going to be Blink.
Blink it is.
What a fool. Yeah, well, Blink is quite a nice fast upgrade, and I wonder what style Blink he's going to do, because he could just do like a super aggressive one, but EG's Oz has some of the coolest Blink macro builds where you rush to Blink and you keep your Stalkers super active on the map as if they're like Hellions against Zerg or something. Just picking off anything and microing and just threatening your opponent while teching up. I would love to see him do something like that. That would just make my day. I love that style that Oz uses.
Well, Oz is one of the funnest players to watch.
It kind of looks like he might be doing that. He's grabbing a robo after a couple more gates.
Yeah, we have the Marines and Marauder coming up here now. They may try to bait out the Nexus cannon and then turn around.
Well, already we have 3 Stalkers and that Mothership Core. So, how many units? You know, I don't think he's going to actually cast a Mothership cannon.
He's coming up now. Let's see here. And he does actually end up casting that.
Sometimes you can get the Terran to turn around by showing off your Stalkers and some fancy micro, but Maru, too smart for that.
I think what's happening here is because Party's investing in Blink, he doesn't want to have to risk losing Stalkers and micro them around.
I think you're actually exactly right on that, Tasteless. If you lose even one Stalker with this, your opening is suddenly a lot weaker.
The stuff you're investing in is no longer going to pay off.
Well, he's moving out with his Stalker force, and it looks like he does want to be active with those, see what he can get done. And I don't expect it's going to be a whole ton, but you can definitely pick off some units at least and keep the Terran in their base for quite a while. Now he is warping in some more Stalkers down there, so this is actually a pretty heavy amount of Stalkers. He might blink right up and do a time warp on the ramp. That type of situation could be really nice.
And he, yeah, I think that's exactly what he's going to do here. You can blink right up with this into the main. Going to go for the factory here.
Yeah, and there's that time warp. And
really nice.
Look at that. The blink cooldown going to be ready right before that Stalker dies. And starting to blink back, but with Stim already done, this Stalker attack.
Well, this strategy is already a complete failure now.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage. Didn't lose too many Stalkers, but losing that Mothership Core is kind of painful.
He's probably going to stim up again here. Yeah, this strategy, I like the idea of it, but what I think he should have done is actually just blink right out of the main when he starts to get attacked and not try to one-by-one blink micro this.
Yeah, this isn't quite as cool as some of the things that I've seen Oz do with it, in my opinion. Yeah, that really wasn't that worthwhile, to be honest. That was a lot of damage done. He's lost a lot of early Stalkers. Because he got early Stalkers, he doesn't have like a ton of Sentry energy or anything like that. He doesn't have any splash damage yet. He is going up to a Templar Archives. And he is getting his charge as well. I think he's going to have to probably add in a couple of Mortals. His army is kind of like paper mache right now.
Yeah, well, when Stim is out here and you have Marauders incorporated with the Medivacs, I mean, Stalkers are great at doing damage and maneuvering around, but when it comes to a full-on engagement, they're actually very brittle.
That's right. And in fact, another one just went down right there. You know, Stim, Marine, Marauder, Medivac does very well against him. He's staying pretty active with them at least, kind of keeping Terran back a bit, but when the full attack comes with Medivacs, it's going to be quite hard to stop. Okay,
now this is one good move here from Party, but keep in mind this army is going to warp in here. It's not going to be there to defend his main, and that means that we're going to have a Stim attack in here. Note there's no Mothership Core, so there's no way at all that he can actually use a Nexus Cannon.
Well, he's going to force him back for now. In the meantime, his Zealot Harassment doing some damage back there. 7 workers killed so far by Party.
He can actually heal up and attack here again if he wants. Looks like he's not going to opt to.
Well, he's got to deal with this first. He's actually lost a lot of SCVs. How many SCVs do we have left? 46?
Oh my god, is he going to get out?
That would be pretty awesome.
Can't quite get under it.
Wow. Really nicely done there by Party. That War Prism really helping him out so much. So Maru's economy has been bruised a bit, Tasteless, and despite the fact that Parting lost a lot of units so far this game, he's still looking okay. He's got a good amount of tech structures out. He's sealed up pretty tight on 2 of his bases, and he is taking his third not too much slower than the Terran's third. Can he hold it all, though?
Yeah, that is the big question. Because he's probably not entirely confident that he can hold it all. He's just warping the third in, his third base, and the center right, but he's not there defending it. So if that gets attacks, he just cancels it. That's a beautiful scan there. There's always an observer right there. And that does create some ambiguity about where the exact movement pattern is going to be here for the Terran now. And he's going to come in here now. Nice sniping here, taking out these Zealots, now kiting the rest of this army.
And, well, you know what? With those Stalkers, he can deal a lot of damage, especially to Medivacs. It's just, does he have enough tanking here to take care of everything?
Down that Templar with the Vikings.
Really nice move, actually.
Yeah.
And if he can get that, that'd be nice, because Storm is eventually going to finish here, and he's going to need it for sure. But this is going to be a never-ending attack, I feel like. We actually see the constant rally from Maru. And, oh
my God, get some Mothership Core.
But at least the Nexus Cannon went off.
That Nexus at the bottom, or the center right, is completed, I believe.
Yeah,
it's about to complete. There it is. So,
well, he has Storm now, at least, but the Maru's army is just leagues better right now. Here we go. We do have a drop coming in. At the same time, another attack going down to the south. Has Parting split his units correctly? It looks like not quite. He's going to have to send some more units up into that main base. In the meantime, third base being hit right now, Tasteless.
Yeah, and this was not going to be able to be saved. It goes down as the rest of the army here for Parting comes up, but it's too late. Maru escapes and is probably not going to lose this game. I think it's basically Parting is economically checkmated now. Look at the supplies.
He's in a pretty bad spot. Like, to come back from here, he's going to have to hit a lot of successive strong Psy Storms, and he is getting another Warp Prism, so that may allow him to bruise up Maru's economy a little bit more, but he has to be very careful how many Zealots he warps in over there, because he needs to make a big army at home as well.
Scanning and stimming forward here. Nice Storm there!
That was a very good one. Another pretty good one going down. That one not quite as nice. Still has another Storm left, but is that enough? This is a good spread by Maru.
Another side Storm there, hitting that army. And it looks like he could even snipe the second Archon. Yeah, he will do that. And now he can continue to kite here. Now the Storm does hit the Medivacs, but it's really that ground army that's important to hit.
Well, if he gets the Medivacs over time, that'll be helpful.
Nice catch here.
Sorry, Zealot, not going to happen. Right now we do have 66 probes to 66 SCVs, but it's 3 base against 2, and there's mules out. So definitely Maru with that big economical advantage, like you said, Tasteless.
Now we have Parting going to try to move out here. Now this Archon could be in a bad position. It can get sniped pretty easily. Parting should just go home, and it looks like he's going to do just that.
That army is not the most fearsome army I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Parting's just a little bit behind in units where he can't really be with the composition that he chose to go for. You know, he doesn't have much heavy hitting power in his army at all. But he's still in it. He's still fighting here. Has a pretty decent amount of supply. But again, he needs to hit some nice size rooms. A pretty good one goes down.
Another scan over here. And
you can't beat all that with just Zealots.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is... He's just going to come up here and try to get this Nexus. Now the bottom army can still kite this.
Well, that's a lot of Zealots coming in, but the kiting, pretty fantastic. I feel like he needs to pull back a little bit, but this is all just going to go into his main.
Really nice. I love what he did there.
Really good moves here by Maru.
We'll see how much he actually destroys up in here, but this is so good. Now he can just pick up and leave again. Miscontrol there.
But always nice to pick off.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's really planning on making Stalkers anyways. He's only going to be making Templars and Zealots at this point. That's like the only chance he has to stay alive. He's added that Dark Shrine, and he's going towards Colossus as well, so that's going to help out against those incoming ghosts. But Parting's like kind of stabilizing a little bit at least. He's still got, I think he has 1-2 upgrades at the moment. And for Terran, I think it's 2-1 upgrades. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's what it looks like based on what they're upgrading right now. Sorry guys, we don't actually have a preview PC today. It broke.
Yeah, so we're everything that you're seeing here on screen is the information that we have at our disposal to cast this. Another scan here. You see there's only one Templar, so there's really not anything Protoss. In fact, Protoss needs to keep moving. Okay, there he goes.
Look at these spreads he's doing. Just little groups running in to try to pick off the High Templar. Yeah, I mean, he storms it, but that's not a worthwhile storm. That storm isn't going to save him. He needs much better ones than that. With this many ghosts coming in, oh my god. Really, really good play here from Maru.
Okay, very nice feedbacks here. And oh my god! That is so much damage on those.
Wow. It's too bad if you had one more, but now they're all going to be healed up.
Yep.
If you had killed all those ghosts, that would have made this battle look a bit different for sure. Wow, those are some good EMPs. No shields for Protoss this game. Oh god, just everywhere. And in fact, we actually have a couple VTs coming in from behind, definitely adding a lot of damage, but nice EMP does go down. And, well, Parting may hold this for now with that one Colossus, but this is like a never-ending attack that's coming.
And they're continuing to bleed in here. This should be it. The Colossus goes down, and there's nothing Party can do, and this is going to bring Maru to 1-0 right now.
Really awesome play by Maru.
Yep, Maru's played brilliantly. There's the GG, and we'll be going on to map number 2.
So just a couple things about that game. Maru played very well, yes, but the build that Parting used, I wonder if he looked at the games Maru played against Rain and talked to Rain to do this, because of course he and Rain are on the same team, because the build he did would have done well against a very greedy style of play from Maru, which is one of the things that he utilized to beat Rain, because greedy style is how you have to play against Rain. And I don't want to, I feel like if I say that's why Parting did this, is because he looked at Maru's plays like, well, he's a greedy Terran. I'm going to play this kind of aggressive build that's also somewhat greedy against him. That seems like too simple a mistake, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously Maru was playing against Rain in that series, and he's going to switch up how he plays against Parting, who's a completely different Protoss. So I don't want to say that's why, but the build he used against normal Terran play, normal aggressive Terran play, which is what Maru is more known for than greedy play, that build is not going to work out very well.
Yeah. Well, it's time to start this match here, so get ready for Maru against Parting here. Game number 2. Let's see if Parting can turn this around, if Maru's going to close it out.